Go for it.
Five, four, three, two, one.
And you're still with us.
Hello.
Yes, Dave. If Dave disappears tonight, it's because he's got howling winds round him.
Yes, you might occasionally hear some weird noises in the background. They're forecasting 70-mile-an-hour winds. So yeah.
So if you disappear, good evening, folks.
Hello.
I hope everyone's, especially those in America, hope you remember to do your clocks. Yeah, it's
Nick, Terry.
That's all right then. Well, it's been an interesting week. The best bit is poor old Rocky getting used to the clocks going.
Poor bugger.
Yeah, he hung out on Sunday. He started really getting not flustered, but he was whining, which means he was hungry, and that was at about quarter to three, which had been a quarter to four. So he was, but he got to feed him at 3 o'clock today because he likes his dinner at 3:30. He goes back to when we were working.
Hello, Pulsar.
Good evening, Pulsar. So, yeah, I think he'll get used to it.
He will. I mean, his stomach rules.
Yes.
That and his bladder.
Yeah, I mean, he should be quiet at the moment. If you can see him, folks, he's got this chew. It's like dried chicken around it, and then it's got this thing it's just dry skin that's sort of wound into a circular thing, and it's chewy, and they last him forever.
Which, in his case, is about 5 minutes.
No, these do last him about 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. Record breaking.
Yes. So, shall we have a look and see what's been going on this week? So, this last 7 days, I'll do it the other way, 24 new subscribers.
Welcome, one and all.
Yes, and 10,256 views. So, what have you been watching? Well, we've got an equal third. We've got new album review of Legends by Sabaton, with a lot of the chest beating. And Saga albums.
That was only yesterday.
44 people. Yeah, so it's been watched. And lots of good comments as well. Number 2, and I did expect this, last week's Sophomore Dome. Laura Nairo and Joni Mitchell, 45. Because it was quick, and Dave will tell you the results soon. And the most watched one is Red Hot Chili Peppers, 76. Top Short, and it was either going to be Revolver side 1 or side 2, and it's side 2. 1,446. So, what's been happening on the 28 days? Well, 38,390. That's pretty impressive.
It is. That's good.
And 69 new subscribers in the last 28 days.
Oh, welcome to them and all.
Yeah. So
we do say welcome every Thursday to the new ones.
Yes. So what have you been watching? Well, number 3, we've got the best-selling punk songs that the 4 of us did with 144. Number 2, believe it or not, Status Quo, 150.
Well, this one surprised me.
And at number 1, Pete Townshend's solo albums, 205. Yeah, that one surprised me. Top Short, guess what? Revolver again, side 2. So
Can't complain.
yeah, so we've now had views since we started 974,088. That million is getting closer.
It is.
Now we've got 3,192 subs as well. So 3,200.
Hang on a sec. How many views have you had?
974,000.
No. It's 984,272.
Oh, it's gone up since I did it.
No, I was wondering because I looked earlier. It was 984.
Oh, it's 84. I'm being stand corrected. But it's 3,192. So what's that top 5? Derek Riggs, 4630. Mike Oldfield, 4828. He's pulled away a little bit. But has he caught up with Jethro Tull? No, 5,046.
It's still 218 between those two.
Slade at number 2 on 5824. But out by a country mile.
And they've broken another barrier.
12,041. And Paul Diano's still at 4,576. So there's been a bit of a change in the what we've been listening to. Brian Ferry, I've nearly done Brian. We've done 13 and the 17. First of a new one. Prince Buster. New request. And 1 of 13.
If I remember correctly, that's Jean Sheridan asked for Prince Buster.
She did. The Alarm, 1 of 17. Manfred Mann, and I've split it completely. There's only 5 actual albums credited to Manfred Mann. So we've done 1 of the 5, and there's going to be a lot of shouts for this one, and hurrahs. The Damned are out of the pile now. And I've listened to 1 of the 11. But we have completed Santana and Stevie Wonder.
I'm just looking. Terry, we hope it might be before Christmas. We hope. It's only just under 16,000 to go, but yes.
Yeah, the Damned. I knew there was going to be a thing. And Dave's only getting subs from the deli. I don't blame you, actually. Anyway, let's get rid of some of these things. You see, he's all quiet. He hasn't even thought about going to the toilet.
That'll come halfway through.
Yeah, when I'm.
Shall I rattle through them?
Nah, just to do it at normal space.
Okay, well, let's go and do hatches, matches, and dispatches then.
Before we start, Graham Parker.
Yeah, I've just seen that. That's why I'm giggling.
Well, all I'm going to say is, after
He's
Christmas.
on the list.
After Christmas.
He's on the list, and it's actually we're starting him.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, right. Hatches, matches, and dispatches. We got 7+1 dispatches. We got 12+1 hatches. We've got 1 match and a result from last week. So the dispatches. On the 24th, the death was announced of Marcy Free. She was an American heavy metal and rock singer with the bands King Cobra and Unruly Child. On the 25th, Tom Edwards. Tom was a British radio presenter and TV announcer. We best knew him working on Radio City and Radio Caroline back in the 60s, as well as he then went and moved and worked on BBC Radio 1, BBC Radio 2, and an awful lot of TV networks where he did sort of voiceover announcements. The 26th, Jack DeJohnette, American jazz drummer with the Miles Davis Quintet. He was a pianist and composer, and he was a Grammy winner, twice in fact, 2009 and 2022. 27th, Vivian Jones, a Jamaican-born British reggae singer, passed. The 28th, Richard Bono. No, not Bono that way. It's Bonnot. He's a French singer, musician, and actor. He was a member of Les Charlots. In the English-speaking world, they were known as the Crazy Boys. They were all actors, musicians, singers. They were a multi-talented group. They were a bit like a comedy band in a way. Anyway, 28th death was announced of Andrew Metcalfe. He was the front man and lead vocalist for the alt-rock Liverpool band Sound of Guns. And then yesterday, the 29th, William Pierre Robert. He's an American radio DJ, on-air personality for WMMR in Philadelphia. He was at the station for 44 years, from 1981 until he passed. He was the station's most identifiable personality and was sometimes described as a hippie by locals. But apparently he was known for addressing his listeners as citizens and saying, "Great day in the morning." That's sad to see someone like that go. Our plus one. Well, we couldn't not mention Bill. Prunella Scales, the English actress, Sybil in Fawlty Towers. She's also in Howard's End and several other dramas. Excellent actress. Sad to see her go. Birthdays. Like I say, 12 plus 1. So, 36 years young today is Vanessa Karen White. She was a singer in The Saturdays. Do you remember them? 50 today is Iain Dave. He's a Canadian guitarist, producer, songwriter, and he's best known as a member of the rock band Billy Talent. 56 is Darren Kenneth O'Brien. He's known by his stage name, Snow. He's a Canadian rapper and musician. But the reason we've kept him in is, as a child, he had a babysitter because his dad was off doing various things. And his babysitter was none other than Rick James.
I just can't imagine Rick James doing babysitting.
I know. I seriously...
The king of funk at part-time babysitter.
I know. I had to go and double check. I couldn't believe it.
The Rick James was a babysitter. Excellent.
57 today is Kenneth Stewart Stringfellow. Yes, you know him. He's an American singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, arranger, and producer. Best known for his work with the Posies, REM, and the reformed Big Star. 60 today is Gavin McGregor Rossdale. He's an English musician. He's best known as the lead singer and rhythm guitarist of the rock band Bush. And he's also the former husband of Gwen Stefani. 65 today is Jerry DeBorg. He's a British pop guitarist with the band Jesus Jones. 76 today, and this caught Ian flat-footed, is David Green, an Australian rock bassist with Air Supply. And then Ian did get this one. Timothy Bruce Schmidt, an American musician, singer, and songwriter, and he's performed as the bassist and vocalist for a couple of bands, Poco, and the Eagles. And on each occasion, he replaced Randy Meisner. Whenever he left each band, Tim Schmidt stepped in. 79. He was born Christopher Slade Reith. We know him as Chris Slade. He's a Welsh drummer, best known for playing for Manfred Mann's Earth Band. From 71 to 78, he played on 8 albums. And then he played for AC/DC from 89 to 94. He went back to AC/DC in February 2015 to replace Phil Rudd for the Rock or Bust World Tour. But he has also played with some big names like Tom Jones, Tomorrow, Uriah Heep, David Gilmour, The Firm, Asia. Played with an awful lot. 84 today is a gentleman by the name of Otis Miles Jr. And you're going, who the hell is Otis Miles Jr.? Well, we know him better as Otis Williams. He's an American second tenor or baritone singer. He's occasionally a songwriter and a record producer, but he's the founder and last surviving original member of the Motown vocal group, The Temptations. And he still performs with them. He also owns the rights to The Temptations' name. So whenever he goes, what's going to happen to The Temptations? Now we've got a granny and a granddad today. So at 86 years young, we have Edward James Holland Jr. He's an American singer, songwriter, and record producer. He's been, Ian, you know who he's part of.
Yes.
HDH. But he has written or co-written 143 hits in the US charts and 80 hits in the UK charts. And the one we're keeping to the end is a lady by the name of Grace Barnett Wing. Well, that was her birth name. We know her as Grace Slick, American painter and musician. Her career spanned 4 decades as lead singer and front woman of Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, and Starship. She's retired from the music industry, but she's still active in her artwork. She's still living and painting somewhere in California. So happy birthday to all them. But I did say +1. And at 80, hey, Arthur Fonzarelli, the Fonz, we know him as Henry Winkler.
Hey.
Exactly.
Hey.
Hard to believe that the Fonz is 80.
Top man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there was that story earlier this year. He was down in Dublin. The fire alarm went off. And he was standing chatting with the fireman out in the street in his pajamas.
That's the sort of guy he is.
Absolute gent. One match back in 2004, Blink 182 drummer Travis Barker married actress and first runner-up in the Miss USA competition 1995, lady by the name of Shanna Moakler or Moakler. All depends on how you pronounce it. Anyway, last week's softball. Oh my, what a battle. Laura and I wrote and Joni Mitchell. I have to be brutally honest. Do we really want a winner? But it turns out we didn't get a winner. The live poll, it was 10-all. And on the posts, it was 9-all. So it's half a point each. Ian is currently leading the sophomore battles 2-1. We've had 3 draws. Tonight, it's L7 versus the Sub Girls. We all know where Ian's loyalties lie. Pervert. Last time I looked, it was 1-all on the posts. Let's have a quick look and see if it's changed. Nope, it's still around all.
Hold the fort a minute.
Mm. Oh, is he moving?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's have a look here. Ooh. How many have we had? We've had 7 votes. Ooh, surprise, surprise. L7 are leading. That is a surprise. Thought it might have been tighter. Hey ho. So let's get rid of. Oh, yes. Tonight's talking point. Well, this came out from a video that Vinyl Ritchie did on ramps and off ramps. Albums that got you into a band, and then the album that you decided, nah, not for me anymore, and it got you off. So ins and outs, ons and offs, whatever way you want to call it, whatever a band, the album that got you into them and the album that got you out of them. Plus the grumpy old men setting the world to rights. Haha. So let's get rid of that. And then I have an article, I have a review in the paper. I'm waiting for one person to pop up on the panel tonight. Because I wouldn't say it's a scathing review, but the headline is referring to an audience member, someone who went to a concert, and the audience member stood up whenever the artist came out to do an encore and begged for something we actually want to hear. All will be revealed later. So, I hear the sound of clip-clop floors coming back. Yes, both, sir. Evening, Richard.
It wasn't just 3 minutes later. He for once, normally he goes outside the door, traipsed halfway up the, and then he decides he needed to have conference with the president as well.
Right, presidential briefing, right? Yes.
Yeah, and in the dark, it's very hard to.
Oh, of course, yes. You've got to go out with your little bag.
I have. So I had to go and get. I couldn't find it, so I had to go and get the mobile phone and put my torch on.
Oh, I don't go anywhere without the phone these days.
Oh, I think I forget that it's dark now, so I've got to put the phone in when he. Things I do for my dog. Are you happy now?
It all depends on the drugs, Simon.
Yeah.
Some drugs, they don't make you worse; they make you a lot better. Oh God, do they?
Good evening, son. Anyway, shall we see what's going to happen next week before he gets into something else?
Yeah. Okay. Let's add that to stage.
I can't believe it's November next week.
Well, you know what it is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rocky's nightmare. People banging at the door. Can I have that sweet? Yeah. Anyway, you're full screen.
Okay, so what's on next week? So Monday, we're going to have some Richard Thompson. Of course we are. We are going to have part 5, and we're going to look at the 1990s. Perfect Side, we're going to do a bit of Stereophonics and their Keep Calm and Carry On album. Which I'm looking forward to. Let's find the right button. And then Tuesday, what do we got? We got some Prefab Sprout for you.
That's been a while.
Yeah, it's made its way to the Well, they've been in the book for a little while. And it's one of them. It's on a page where there's one left, and it was prefab Pro. So it was a viewer's request as well. So I know you're right, Richard. It's a bit crazy, isn't it? And then for the retro ranking next week, I am going to look at my favourite Aerosmith songs. And all I'll say is there is not much past 1988.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. So, Marathon, it's a two-parter. I can't believe this band have had so many albums. German, well, that's a trio, but they've been a four-piece. They're from Germany. They're a power metal band, and they're called Rage. And they've had up team members in the band.
That's going to be fun going through all those.
Yes, so we got 20. Part 1 is ranking 27 to 14.
All right, Richard's going to be checking out Prefab Sprout.
Oh, well, I knew Richard would. So next Thursday, well, we're gone back to me picking the sophomores now. And we're going to do a bit of bluesy sort of thing. We're going to do Mr. Wonderful. But you know how many points I'm going to mark that cover? Mr. Wonderful, and they put a picture of Mick Fleetwood with no shirt on. Yeah. And a little bit of Rio Grande Mud from ZZ Top.
I think I know which way you're going to go.
Oh, depends. It depends, doesn't it?
I know. But I still think I know which way you're going to go.
Yes. Next week, we're going to look at a DVD, and we're going to look at a bit of The Priest. He's been listening to Gillan, good man. He's got the single Trouble, which is a great track. We've got Priest Live on the Turbo tour, recorded in Dallas. With lots of big hair and all that sort of thing. But it's a pretty good concert. So that takes us through to Friday. We've got a bit of culture on Friday. Live albums, the one and only Mr. Gordon Giltrap, who I will, if he ever comes to the stables again, I'm going to have to go. Because I love Gordon Giltrap. I think he's absolutely magnificent. And the new album next week, a band called Of Gods and Men, and their album The Stair. Who are they? Well, one of the members is a member of the vinyl community. PC31 sings on this and writes the songs. So, so this is not just a new album review. It's an album review of a member of the vinyl community.
Ooh, dangerous territory.
Not dangerous in my books, because I think he won't be. Well, Mike won't be too unhappy with what I've got to say.
No, Richard, it's not ZZ Top. We know the
we actually do say ZZ Top over here, but anything else we say Z.
Yeah,
that's the only time we do it. It is a good album. Yes, you see, Richard's got the from our very own PC31. So,
Tom, please don't use those sort of terms. It's rather disconcerting.
Yes. So, yeah, but good evening.
Yes. Well, anyway, let's click that.
Not on the
Where have you gone?
Oh, there I am.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey ho. I don't recommend head cleaner on cassette. Very disappointing. Is that a track or an actual head cleaning tape?
Yeah, I remember what you used to get these little thing and you put it in the machine and it never did thing. So yeah.
Oh, mine did.
Oh.
Mine did. Mind you, that was because I used to turn it around. I'd run it one way, take it out, turn it around, then run it the other way. Because it was usually offset, so you ended up cleaning top and bottom. You cleaned the whole head, not just the center.
Okay. I'm going to do two things at once here. I've got to look at a message, an important message.
Not a problem.
If I say, Dave, it's from Steve, that's all I'll say. That governmenty type man.
Oh.
Yes.
We shall talk anon. That is important, but yes, okay, fair enough. So, meantime, let's have a look here. Just having a look to see if I can find any. Ooh. Guess what?
What?
March the 7th next year, 7:30 p.m., Saturday the 7th of March, 7:30 p.m., Gordon Giltrap in concert. St. Mary's Church, Melton Mowbray.
It's a little too far. I want him to come a bit nearer.
Wow.
He does play at the stables, though.
Yes, yeah, that's the only one that I can see. Let's have a look. Is there anything else? No, that's the only one that I can see at the moment.
Good evening. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Ohio gozaimasu, and you're muted.
You've muted yourself. I can't hear you what you're saying. No,
Nope.
no. Can anyone lip read? You'll come back. Yeah, I got that. Hey.
He's going to do an Arnie.
I'll be back.
It could be his mic setting in StreamYard.
That was a terrible impression. I'll be back. God, my phone's going bizarre bananas in the other room.
Hey?
My mobile phone, I've put it in the other room. It's going bananas.
Oh, you're getting loads of stuff from who you need to talk about.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just this a couple of bits, and it's all good stuff. So I'll tell you what.
Good.
Yeah. So So sorry about that, folks. But sometimes when these messages come through, you need to read them.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one, yes, it is important. Very important, actually.
Almost bought ticks to Rush here in Denver next time for silly prices.
Let's have a look here.
Good evening, Mike.
Hi, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Well, we predicted last week's score, didn't we?
Well, yeah. Yeah, it was men against boys, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it did give me the inspiration to go and find my go through my records for Lloyd's thread.
Yeah, you managed to cobble something together, didn't you, in the end? So well done.
Yeah, I went on I sort of went on a different route.
Yeah, a bit of Dame Edna in there. I thought that was good.
That's the last thing. You know, when you get down to, I mean, you've done enough of these threads. So you get down, you want one more, and you've gone through your records and you're looking at, oh, that might work. You go and look it up and go, no. And I've just brought another thing to put music in, and another LP store thing. So
Yeah.
Everybody's saying hi.
Yep. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Is that? Hey,
No,
is that-
you're still muted.
now we're gonna. Michael's gonna have to have subtitles tonight.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
He needs one of those little sign language people, down in the corner.
Corner goes. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. So when I was going through, and I've put all my comedy albums in there, and that when Most Amused was sticking out, and I went, when you get that light bulb moment.
Yeah.
And I just went, yes.
Yeah. Do you know the first? I think the first I heard of Barry Humphries was there were a couple of films. Yeah, The Adventures of Barry Mackenzie.
Yes.
Yeah, and Dame Edna's in that, because I think Dame Edna is Barry Mackenzie's aunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that album's actually got Dame Edna, and it's also got the Australian cultural attaché.
Oh, Les Patterson. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Les Patterson. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew about the Mad Max. I knew that it was filmed in Australia. So that was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I wanted to put something because it's Lloyd, and I wanted to put 10 in. I wanted to make it worthwhile, and because the rugby was getting a little bit painful to watch.
Yeah. Well, we'll be doing Mott the Hoople while it starts, won't we?
Yes, yeah. So I will keep it. We'll have the score up, I think.
Well, no, don't do that, because I'm going to watch it on. I'll watch it on catch up on iPlayer.
Yeah.
Michael,
fast forward through all the Australian tries. Yeah.
Michael, check private chat.
Oh yes, there's messages in private chat, folks.
Sometimes, if you've done an update, Microsoft changes the settings for microphones, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Barry Mackenzie, yeah, he was brilliant. I think there's two films. There's two Barry Mackenzie films, isn't there? There's The Adventures of Barry Mackenzie, and then I think there's the sequel's called Barry Mackenzie Holds His Own.
Yes.
But there's a scene. There's a scene when they're in Paris, and I think Barry has a dodgy curry, and then he goes up to the top of the Eiffel Tower
and does a
chunder. Yeah.
Yes, as you see, next week I am going to be reviewing PC31's new album.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Well, I've done that already, but yeah, it's a really good album, and it's one I've listened to. I've listened to it loads.
Yeah, I've listened to it quite a lot this week as well. But it's got to be done, hasn't it? We've show our appreciation to.
Well, it's a good album anyway. That's the thing. But I mean, Ben Rankins, he's got he's in the band, isn't he?
Yeah.
The band at the moment, I think. Is it the 1985? I think they're called. Yeah, it's a 1980 something. I'm sure it's a 1985. Yeah, so I'm waiting for their sort of EPs to get a physical release. So
let's see if we've got the technical side in Japan. No.
Nope.
Oh dear.
This is what makes me think it's something to do with Windows. Oh, you're on a Mac. Okay.
Yeah. So we got Marcel Marceau in today.
He's going to use his phone. Okay.
Oh dear. Oh, well, hopefully I'll make it.
Yeah. So how did you get on with your Mott the Hoople list?
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Mott, but they're an interesting band, aren't they?
Mm.
You know, they're sort of they're kind of two bands, maybe three bands altogether. You know, they changed the style, but we can talk about that. But yeah, I've got my 10 plus the extras, so
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's quite enjoyable sort of listening to it. I hadn't listened to Brain Capers for a long time because it's an album I don't have, and it's a good one. It's a good album.
It's the beauty of it is they're all on Spotify. So if you haven't got all the albums,
yeah, they're all there, aren't they? Yeah. So yeah, it was good fun. It was good fun doing that. So we'll see how it goes.
copy of it.
Yeah. Do you know, Richard, that my local record store, Jumbo, that they have a notice on the website saying that they can't export to US at the moment because the whole tariff thing is just so uncertain, and they don't want to get involved.
No, it's a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, as you know, last week after we finished live stream, we were talking about Vinyl Ritchie's little thread he did from, was it Glenn? I can't think of his name. I still
Glenn Calloway.
That's it. So it was his idea. Ritchie puts his twist on it, like he did with and now we're putting our twist on it. So it's great when something like that, someone has an idea and it gets passed round in different forms.
I was thinking of doing a video, but I never really got around to it. So I think the next video I'm going to do is it's a pub jukebox one for 6-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 singles talk about pub.
So here we go. Come in, Japan.
I'm sorry, so disruptive. So disruptive of me.
Well, no, it just adds to the value, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now the thing is, are you still on the Mac as well?
No, I'm on my iPhone. So it could be, I was doing a lot of editing yesterday. Who knows? But it is weird. It's definitely on my side. It's a technical problem.
Well, the next thing is, I've been looking about. This is for Mike's benefit only.
No, it's green.
Very good.
It's just, was it green for you, Michael?
It had a green cast, but you're in the UK. Your light is kind of cloudy there.
No, it wasn't just light. It's just completely.
Michael,
so you get the
green.
So we've got the, we got the little tag at the bottom that says Iain and the time at the top. That's there, and then the rest of the screen is just It's just green.
So if I do this,
that's fine. Everyone else is fine, and that's what happened last week.
Iain, I think it's your OBS.
Because and you're fine on YouTube as well. But I tend not to watch this on YouTube because there's a bit of a delay, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. See, I mean, I thought I cleared it, but obviously I haven't.
Yeah.
What? Dave's always snickering.
Yeah.
Michael could be a Bond villain.
Yeah. It reminds me of the episode of the IT Crowd when they tell Jen that they've got the internet and it's in a little box.
Oh God, that was
dear.
Oh, this is right. I don't know if that's made any. See if that's made any differences.
It's
Okay, let's.
No. It's very
Ian,
strange
you look
because
fine to me. You look
everything
fine to
is
me.
there. Like the strap, like the strap line at the bottom is there. The time is at the top, but it's just that it goes just solid green, and it's only you. It's not. It's not when you make anybody else big.
But no, I mean, if Michael says it's all right, what about on yours, Dave?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah,
I don't see any
and this is
problems.
on. You're looking at it on the streaming on StreamYard.
Yep.
Well, I've got to go to town tomorrow, but when I'm back, I will have a say that I shall contact StreamYard and say what's going on and how can I rectify it.
Yeah, it's just odd, isn't it? Because as I say, you're fine.
No.
No,
it's not Rocky's fault.
Not Rocky's fault.
Yeah. And
So
it's fine.
anyway,
It's fine for me. It's all your fault, Mike.
Yeah. Anyway, this ramp off, ramp on thing I mean, the video was very good. I watched it again. I like when he goes, "Well, I didn't fall off the ramp on this one."
Well, yeah, I mean there are bands like that.
Let's see. I wonder if I can.
Apparently looks fine. Richard's.
Let's put you. I wonder. Can I? No. I was trying to do something. Okay.
Okay, so I thought I'd just kick off first with a visual because I've got the perfect one for me. Now,
Okay.
Back in 1981, I really got into Whitesnake with "Don't Break My Heart Again." Instead of buying the single, I brought the album.
Good.
Right, Come and Get It, which is off. And I thoroughly enjoyed it because it's got some great songs, Hot Stuff, Wine, Women and Song, Would I Lie to You, with the line, Would I lie to you to get into your pants? I think so.
Lovely.
Great line. So I brought that one. Loved it.
Rites of Passage.
Yeah, that was the way in for me. So what I did then, I thought, let's go and buy more and see what else they've done. Because that was their latest album at the time. So we went and found the one before, which I discovered had got Ready and Willing and Fall for Your Loving on. And loads of other tracks like Sweet Talker. Played that one to death. Then a mate of mine wanted an album that I didn't particularly like. And it was Y&T. So he says, I'll swap it because I know there's one album here I'm not keen on, but I know you love. The live album, Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, which has got that beautiful version of It Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City. Great little live album. Loved it. Now, there's a track on here called Love Hunter and Walking in the Shadow of the Blues. And I thought, oh, that's it must be off an album. And I found the album. It was Whitesnake's Love Hunter. So, yeah, brilliant stuff. So I carried on going back through the back catalogue. I went to the very first album of Whitesnake, which has got a great version of Day Tripper on it by the Beatles. Then I found this little album, which is some of David Coverdale's solo stuff all put together. And it's got a studio version of Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City. Wonderful. And then they brought a new album out. So guess what? I went and brought it. Saint and Sinners. Here I go again, the proper version. Loved it. Brilliant. Rocking away. Outcome, Slide It In. So we went and brought it, and we went to see them on the tour before John Lord left. So it was a great tour, great songs. We loved it. This is where it started to go a little bit wrong.
Yeah, it's experiential.
Yes. They brought out a US version of Slide It In. And I got it because guess what? It's on picture disc. And they mullered that. just to suit the American market. Don't play it. I've got it. Don't play it. They disappeared, didn't they? In 1987, I went and brought that. And I thought, yeah, it's got some good songs, but all that hair metal rubbish started appearing. You know, is this love? You know, what's all that about? And I mean, it's got another version of Crying in the Rain. Luckily, the hero guy again is not on that. So I went, okay. Then we found out Stevie Vai joined. I thought, oh, great guitarist with Dave Lee Roth. So I brought that and regretted it. And that's where it ended for me. I have never, ever brought any other Whitesnake album since that. Because
I've got to say, you went on a pretty long journey with them anyway.
Yes.
I've never, ever brought anything past this. This is dire. This is not what... You put that, say, up against that.
No contest.
No contest. That blows it away. That is just brilliant. One of the best albums I ever made. So
not the best album cover, though, is it?
I've seen worse.
I thought that would be a great example to kick this discussion off because
why not?
Right. Richard's on form tonight.
Well, when you look at that Slide It In album, some of the slides we've got.
This is Spinal Tap, isn't it?
Yeah. Whether I mean, you've got Come and Get It, Spit It Out if you don't like it.
That's good advice.
Yeah, they're really. It's really subtle, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of my mates used to call it cop rock.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, so that was a band thing. I think another band for me is Aerosmith.
What happened?
They did all that sloppy rubbish, didn't they?
They did.
They
They polished their act.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first album I brought was Toys in the Attic because I love Sweet Emotion. I think that's a great song. And then I sort of these are on CD. I brought these, so I get them all. Permanent Vacation come out, liked it. Pump come out, and I liked Loving an Elevator. I think that's quite good. And then they did all that Missing You and all that. Oh no, stop it! I just fell out of love with Aerosmith.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. There's lots of bands that are falling out of love. I mean, we've all fallen out with Genesis.
Yes.
Yeah, we have, haven't we? Yeah. I'm not actually. I wasn't actually going to talk about Genesis unless you lot were. Yeah. Because I think we talked about Genesis quite a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What we consider to be proper Genesis and what we consider to be not proper Genesis. Yeah.
It comes down to our relationship with the band and the music. And sometimes they change and we don't like the way they change. And our friends do.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And some of our friends, they stick with bands through thick and thin. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, there's one or two bands that I've stuck with, and you won't be surprised to know that I'm a completist on the Lovely Eggs.
Yes.
You see, that is a band that have never put a bad album out, have they?
No, not in my opinion.
Not in my opinion either.
I can imagine, some people probably can't stand them, because it's quite a sort of niche sort of area, this sort of DIY sort of, psychedelic punk. It's very lo-fi. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Richard. Another band, U2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, first U2 album CD I brought was War.
Yeah, War and Boy are really good albums. And then there's a live album, isn't there, at Red Rock?
Yeah, which I've now got on vinyl, and it's a mini LP, and it should be a double LP. I've got the Joshua Tree, great album, Acton Baby, and then we got forced the next one on us without being up.
Oh, the iTunes fiasco, yeah.
Yeah, that was it for me, and I didn't even like it.
Yeah. I'd sort of parted ways with U2, sort of like way before them, but not necessarily because I thought they were terrible. It's just that I was listening to other stuff.
Yeah.
But those for say War and Child, I think are really good albums.
Well, I know one band. I think Dave.
Yeah.
And that's Muse.
All right.
Yes.
Sometimes the band adopts a different identity, right? And that can be a big turnoff, and you just say, I'm getting off, right? That's my off ramp.
Yeah.
Muse for me, my on ramp for Muse was Orange's Symmetry. Newborn, heard that and it blew me away. And then they brought out, was it Apocalypse Plea? No, what's the one after it, Dave?
What, The Resistance?
No, the one that's got Hysteria on.
Let's see. They came out Showbiz, Origin of Symmetry, Absolution, Black Holes, Revelation, and then The Resistance. I mean, for me, Origin of Symmetry, and then I discovered them the same time as you.
Yeah.
You introduced me to them. Origin of Symmetry, then back to Showbiz, and then Absolution, Black Holes and Revelations. The Resistance, I started to get not overly happy, and then the second law, forget it. I'm out of here.
Yeah. And their last album is terrible. And there's a track on there, and it's called "We're Fucking Fucked." And it's called "We're Fucking Fucked." And yes, they are.
It's a
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, Simon likes Showbiz. Yeah, I love Showbiz. It's great.
There's that thing, isn't there? There's that sort of paradox, isn't there, about a boat where you repair a boat constantly, and in the end you replace all the parts of the boat with new parts. So is it still the same boat? And I think some bands are like that.
Yes.
And I'm thinking a Tangerine Dream, still going.
Yeah.
And I got into Tangerine Dream with Phaedra, a really nice sort of dreamy sort of ambient album.
Brilliant album.
And I went all the way up to Ricochet, I think, which is a lovely album. And then after that, I sort of kind of parted ways with them, and I'm just amazed that they're still going to this day. But with
another band like that is Yes, isn't it?
I was going to say Yes. I mean, I was going to say, for me, that was my on ramp, close to the edge. That was the first one I bought. The lovely Roger Dean stuff, and so after that, I sort of kind of looking back a bit. So there's Fragile and the Yes album.
Yeah.
But the two first albums, Time and a Word and Yes, I just never really got on with those albums.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And then moving forward, there was, Tales from Topographic Oceans was a, lovely album. Really like Relayer. And Relayer came out in 1974. And that was the album after Rick Wakeman left and Patrick Moraz came in. And I thought he sort of, he added a new dimension to Yes. His keyboard playing, his arrangements on the keyboards was very, very different to those of Rick Wakeman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it's 3 years until their next album. And by that time, it's 1977. Well, musically, I was otherwise occupied in 1970. Prog wasn't really my thing anymore.
Yeah.
And it was going for the one, wasn't it? And
it was terrible.
I can't stand that album. It's almost like a Yes parody to me.
Yeah, and then you've got
not been able,
which is even worse.
Yeah.
Drama's okay. I like Drama.
Yeah. But, even when they started ditching the Roger Dean covers as well, that was, that was terrible. Terrible. But so that was me with sort of Yes.
Are you guys familiar with a YouTube channel in the UK by the name of Sound Matters?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So he put out a video recently which was called "What Kind of a Collector Are You?" And he, what's the word when you classify different types of collectors? He did, and I bring it up because I really identified with one of the types of collectors that he calls out. There's the flipper, the audiophile, the Instagram, and it was the nostalgia collector. And I realized I found my home. I found my identity. I found my title. I'm a nostalgia collector.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people like that, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of times, you have people interjecting, yes, but what are the new records of 2025, or how come you should be listening to this, or you should be listening to that, and
well, you should, Michael.
Yeah, it sounds an awful lot like some of the comments Iain gets.
And so I just wanted to bring up, it's an observation. I didn't want to sidetrack the conversation at all, but
no, I think that's
right.
quite relevant, actually. I think I think I'll come in that category.
Yeah, I don't think I do. I'm not really into being idea of being a completist. Mainly because if I was, it would cost me too much money, I think.
Right.
And I always think there's something else, there's something new, something different out there.
Right.
And so I'm always looking for stuff like that. But then, we all have the sort of nostalgic side in us, don't we? And I certainly do. There's still albums, particularly from, my formative years, the early to mid 70s, really, when I was first started seriously listening to music. And that was a time when, there are records that, I had then and I have now, and I would never get rid of them. Yeah. So. Yeah.
I was going back earlier, Iain.
Yeah.
I'm with Simon.
Yeah.
But
Richard editors loves every album except the deplorable EBM.
Right. And so why own it? Why own it or collect it if you're not going to listen to it? And that's, but to a completist, that's blasphemy, because that's not what it's about for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, status quo. I mean, I haven't got every album now because I stopped buying them on album, but I've got them on the audio files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean, that's a bit different, you know. I mean, I think
I can see where it's
I
going.
think
It's a damn good punchline.
yeah, yeah. By buying vinyl, you're sort of making a commitment, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because it costs you money.
Yes.
You know, and I think that's it. But there's an album I've got there that is it's the on ramp and the off ramp, right? It's just the one album, and this album from sort of mid-70s, and it's one of my all-time favorite albums. But I've not really warmed to any of the albums that this person has put out, sort of either before or after. And that album that is one of my favourites is Al Stewart's Year of the Cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think this is an absolutely wonderful album.
It is.
From,
I agree,
is it 76? Or 74? I can't remember. I should have looked up. But that's an album that I just, you know, I just love. But the rest of his stuff just doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have any of it.
76.
76, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I mean, in a similar way. You fall in love with an artist with a certain album, and then anything else they've done otherwise just doesn't compare to it at all. You know, and you're like, what's is there something wrong with me that I don't have an open mind about this artist? But you know, that's what it is. It grabs you.
Yeah,
it's a bit. I think it's like Asia. I've only got the first 3 Asia albums because they're the only ones I really want. I mean, I've got the others on audio file. You know, I've downloaded them or borrowed them, and
yeah.
I have got no compulsion to go out and buy them on album.
No, I've got one Asia album. I can't remember what it is now.
Is it the debut?
I think so.
Yeah, I think everybody's got that.
Yeah.
Good album though. I think they peaked. They never really.
Yeah.
I wish Nick was here.
Yeah. Nick would.
This is Nick's soulmate right here.
Exactly. But then
There you go. You see, Pulsar's favourite Al Stewart album is not Year of the Cat. Yeah, so we're all different, aren't we? Yeah.
It's all different.
I've tried. I've really tried. I've got some. You know, there's those little boxes of CDs you can get. There's sort of cheap sort of collections, like like these sort of things.
Yeah.
I've got an Al Stewart one. So you know, I've listened to the stuff, but I didn't. You know, I was never sort of like there was never anything that sort of compelled me to sort of go out and buy the rest of it. Yeah.
I suppose it's a bit like the Moody Blues for me. I like the early stuff, you know. When they started going into that 80s production and that smooth sound.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm collecting the early Moody Blues album. That's all I'll want, and that's all I'll get. I suppose it's a bit like the Steel I Span. I think I've got what I need now. Yeah. Michael's hovering with records. I can see.
I wanted to say that you know, for me, you know, when a band changes image, that's when I get off, when I grab the off ramp, right?
Yeah.
And that happened with me with Mott the Hoople.
Well, we'll be talking about them on Saturday.
Because when they came out, I'm sorry, I know it's the most blasphemous thing I could say, but you know, I didn't really like all the young dudes and everything that came after that because their bass player was incredibly tall and he had a big hairy chest and he wore an open suit, open shirt, and he wore what do you call those boots? Platform boots,
yeah.
And I was like, my God, he looks like a mafioso in drag. You know, and it was like, no way. The image wise, They
Yeah.
killed it for me, right? Because some people say this is, they all say this is the first punk record. I love when people say that,
Oh, it's not.
And
It's a good album, though.
and so for me, with the exception of this, which is really spotty,
It's
the
that
other
that's sort of like country rock, isn't it? Wildlife.
it's when they all they didn't produce it with what's his name, the crazy guy that went into the studio with them, with Guy Stevens. They
Mm.
produced this on their own, and it was like, you know what a camel is? It's a horse designed by committee.
Yeah,
That's what this album is, right?
yeah, yeah.
Because each song is totally different. It's got country, and it's got like ballads, soulful ballads. A song called "Angel of Eighth Avenue" is when Ian Hunter, I think, like hooked up. The story is that he hooked up with a groupie, or he almost hooked up with a groupie. But he has a wife he's dedicated to. But their cover of "Lay Down" by Melanie is unbelievable. I mean, that is the only reason why anybody would own this record.
Well, yeah,
It's so
yeah.
spotty.
I
So
don't. I
spotty.
don't want to say too much about that because we're doing a
Yes,
video
yes.
on Saturday, and yes, I did.
Forget what I said.
Yeah.
No.
Do you think though that the first two Mott albums, they're trying very much to be Bob Dylan, aren't they?
Well, that he loved Bob Dylan, Ian Hunter,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. But
I
they're
I
certainly,
really some Mott lovers say that this is their favorite record, and this was my on ramp, not this.
yeah,
This was my on ramp,
yeah.
and
Well, that's the second album, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, and they hated it when they toured it. It's so it's a shame
Mm.
because songs like "I Can Feel," it's like a gospel song. And like, I know every inch of this record. This is a real, it's a nostalgic favorite of mine.
It's a
Um,
nice album.
yeah,
It is a good album.
yeah.
Yeah,
But this is a spotty record, but it's still very good, start to finish.
yeah. So,
Oh
well,
yeah, I'm messing up your
you
talk.
you
Sorry,
you came off at Brain Capers on.
I came off of Brain Capers. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. Because then what? It was all the young dudes, and then Mott, and then the Hoople.
Then
Yeah,
they were just called Mott, and then they just went off the
and then they were
But
just
it's
called Mott, weren't they?
some
Well,
great songs, mind you. I mean, when they were tapped to do the soundtrack for Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Do you remember that movie?
yeah,
They used All the Way from Memphis. I mean, don't get me wrong, some great songs, but has a passion? No.
yeah. But I think glam is a very British genre,
Yes.
and for people of my age, glam rock is something special. Because I was a young teenager.
Yeah.
In the early 70s, and it was just really good. I mean, Berwickshire Mike has been doing some videos where he sort of plays some singles, and he played some glam singles the other day, and I had to agree with him that there's a special place in our hearts for glam rock. People like Mike, people like me.
Yeah.
It's
But the
just
Americans didn't really do, they did glam rock as a parody, right? I mean, I saw New York Dolls as a parody of British glam rock.
I think they're better than that. I think they're a sort of bridge between glam and punk, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. They bridged that little
Image.
gap. Yeah, that image. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like they didn't know in America they couldn't stand like T-Rex and that, but they all loved Kiss.
Yeah, it's just different culture, isn't it? Yeah,
I think Mark Bolan was able to teeter between male and female very eloquently, and the British were comfortable with that. Americans were not.
yeah, yeah. It's the same, isn't it? It's Ziggy Stardust.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, there's a question for you. Can you fall out with a band like AC/DC where almost every album sounds the same?
no.
Yeah. There's there's a sort of weird album that's coming out soon that is kind of acknowledging that AC/DC are sort of like a bit of, you know, I forgot what I was going to say. You know, the AC/DC are sort of one of those bands that are just sort of perennial. You know, that they kind of transcend sort of like the years. You know, it just that they just go on and on.
Right.
And that everybody, you know, so whatever sort of, you know, whatever era, whatever year you're sort of talking about, there's always somebody that covers an AC/DC song, you know, and they've got that longevity, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's either Highway to Hell or You Shook Me All Night Long.
Well, I'm going back to this one. Flood were glam, but not always rock. And then he follows it up with, and Greg Godovitz left Flood to start rock band Goddo.
Oh, right. Okay.
There's another band that I sort of...
what you were saying, AC/DC found a formula that worked for them and they've stuck with it. They don't need to change.
Yeah, but they get away with it, you know. You know, and as I say, you know, people, you know, they kind of transcend the sort of eras, you know, that they managed to pick up new fans, you know, along the way.
Yeah, I mean, they did have a lean period, I think, after Flick of the Switch. Fly on the Wall, they decided to produce themselves and absolutely ballsed it up, because there's some great songs on there, because I saw them live on that tour and the songs are good. It's the production.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is,
oh dear,
is that
sorry,
we fall out of favor with them because they keep going, and we canonize them because they get frozen in time. And what I mean by that is certain artists die at an early age, and there's no on ramp and off ramp with Jimi Hendrix Experience or Janis Joplin, you know, or Jim Morrison or Janet or anybody else, or T-Rex, right?
Yeah.
Frozen in time. We canonize them, right? And so many bands riff off of them and do whole careers. I mean, but you know, the funny thing is, can you imagine what the world would be like if Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, these other artists, were still alive? We would be going, can you believe that? You know, he's got a sausage. You know, he's doing vodka now. You know, he's running for public office. She's running for public office.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You know, that, you know, artists can, you know, put it politely, outstay their welcome, can't they?
Yes. Yes. And I think that's a nuance that maybe Ritchie didn't talk about, but you know, it's a real one for me, or one I often think about.
Bit like Bon Jovi.
Ian, remember the thing I showed you earlier?
Yes.
Right. I think that speaks. Hang on, I need to find the right button. It's that one. Share screen. Michael, you're not going to like me for this.
Oh, that's okay. What has he done? What has he done there?
He did one concert in London.
Yeah.
It's that the guy has reviewed it and whatnot. He veered wildly from yacht rock to new wave hip hop to radio friendly. Unit shifters, the notion that the audience were guests in Rundgren's house only grew when the Philadelphia musician and his five-piece band returned for the encore at the end of their sold-out Palladium show. A ticket holder towards the rear of the stall shouted a question that had clearly been growing as the night progressed. Todd, will you please play something that we actually want to hear? It then struck up his three best known songs with a catch.
Yeah.
I saw the light, hello it's me, and can we still be friends, all rolled into one tight medley. And then it goes on, da 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 da. I'm going to jump down here. Fittingly to 8:10, halfway through the show, it was announced that the people at the bar were told the decision had been made to serve only water after 8:10 in the evening.
I bet that would go brilliantly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, fittingly to the all but sober house, Rundgren himself remained as enigmatic as ever. Dressed in black for at least half the set, he roamed the stage without an instrument, like a preacher delivering a strange sermon. The idea that the voice of a man of his years should crack with age was scotched by the mesmerizing a cappella song, Honest Work. When he did strap on a guitar, the virtuosic solos that pealed forth from his fingers spoke of an exalted musicality that at times bordered on genius of an unreadable kind. Unreadable to the end, in fact. Rundgren spoke just 2 words to his fans the whole night.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's weird. Usually he talks a lot to an audience.
Yeah, there's no other UK dates. There was just the one date.
You know, he's not in British. You guys, you don't treat him very well. That you British. You know,
Well, yeah.
This has been a problem from day one. You know,
I know.
I want to lodge a complaint.
We just haters, aren't we? This is the problem.
Yeah.
It reminds me actually of Ricky Nelson. Now, back in the early 70s, Ricky Nelson wrote a song called Garden Party.
Oh, I remember that.
And it's about playing gigs. And he said, they didn't recognize me. I didn't look the same. And it's about sort of, he goes out into the world, you know, to play a series of gigs with a lot of new music and finds that the audience just want him to play the old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so, yeah, I can understand that. But I think you need a mixture, really, don't you? You know, I mean, I remember sort of like, you know, a few years back when we went to see Neil Young, that he switched between, you know, playing the classics and playing stuff from the new album, and it kind of worked.
There's a book title. But they lived. Richie Valens, a Nashville session player. Jimmy experiments with computer editing. Janice's 3 follow-up LPs to Pearl.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in another universe, you know, this is what we're talking
about. Great song.
I mean,
it's a great.
My mum's a classic example. She loved Elvis when she was growing up. And then when he went all religious, that was it. She was done.
Mm.
And she never really listened to anything past, you know, his rock and roll era. She just wasn't interested in church music.
Yeah.
Did rock and roll.
Yeah. I mean, Bob Dylan has done that as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it depends on your age very much. I think.
Yep.
What it's you know, what era of Bob Dylan you really sort of relate to. And for me, it was the sort of the early, the 70s stuff, really.
Mm.
You know, so it's stuff like, you know, Blood on the Tracks. It's albums like Desire. And Street Legal, I think, was the last of his albums that I thought, yeah, that's really good. And then there was a religious album, wasn't there?
He did
Saved.
about 3. I think he did about 3 religious albums.
Yeah.
Well, they're not much cop.
Yeah, because he sort of became a Christian for a while, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did Mr. Zimmerman?
Yeah, I mean, for me, for Bob Dylan, I mean, because of my age, the first thing I've ever saw of Bob Dylan would have been Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Well, that's 70s, you know.
Yeah, and I loved it. And then I was at Crosstown. Is it the one where he's standing there with the boards with all the words on? That video appeared on MTV.
Subterranean Homesick Blues.
Yes, and I love that. That's
mid
brilliant.
60s, isn't it? That's mid 60s.
Yeah,
but yeah. I mean, there's Bob Dylan songs that I think that I heard covers of Bob Dylan songs before I heard Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
You know, and Knocking on Heaven's Door is one of them.
Yeah, it's like Masters of War. The first time I actually heard that was in 1984 on
yeah, it was a metal song then, wasn't it?
Roger Taylor did it on his Strange Frontiers, and I thought, this is good. And then I saw who wrote it, and I thought, let's go and find it. And I listened to Bob's, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. His trilogy of Christians was 79, 80, 81. Slow Train Coming, Saved, and Shot of Love.
Yeah, that's it. Those are sort of religious ones, and
yeah,
he kind of lost me there.
Hello, Simon.
Hi, Simon.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, everyone wants to come and say hello.
Oh,
Hey.
hello. Ça va?
Oui, ça va. Arigato.
All around the world in 10 seconds.
Yeah. There we go. How's it going? Yeah.
Wow, you shaved your beard. It looks good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
It's completely, I like it.
Yeah, I was trying to work out who the child was.
Yeah, so you look very young, Rommel. Very young now.
I try. I turn 40 years next March, so I try to.
Wow.
It's the time when you try to look younger than you are. Yeah.
He's still a child.
I personally don't care. It's not about looking young, you know. Don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, people say to me that I don't look 59
because of the hair.
Well, they don't say what you do look like, though.
No, they don't. It's true.
Yeah.
So what's your ramp on, ramp offs then, Ramon? I'm sure you've got some interesting ones.
I didn't have the time to grab some records. I just got back from work, so sorry about that, guys. But
No, that's all right.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is quite an interesting one, and now Ramon's on that we get a sort of an alternative view on this. Now, it's Fairport.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is very complicated for me. So the on ramp is it's this.
That's Legion Leaf.
Yeah.
You know, this was the first album that I really got into Fairport. And then, of course, I worked myself backwards. I've got nothing more to show here. Yeah, so I kind of worked myself backwards. So, the first three albums, a self-titled album, On Half Bricking, What We Did on Our Holidays.
Yeah.
And then sort of moving forwards, you get through sort of like, Angel Delight and what else? What's next?
Baba Combi.
Baba Comedy.
Yeah. And sort of get up to about Fairport 9, and I'm not liking them quite so much. And I think the album after that was the return of Sandy Denny, Rising from the Moon, which has sometimes been called an album by Fotheringport Convention, because it was Fotheringay sort of like coming back and being part of Fairport Convention. And then sort of things sort of move on, and I quite like Gladys Leap, and Red and Gold is quite a good album, or at least the song is very good. but there's lots of stuff in there, sort of in between, that really didn't do it for me. And like the guy in Wall of Sound in Leeds says that nowadays Fairport Convention aren't even a very good Fairport Convention tribute act. You know, they've just sort of changed. You know, they're not Fairport. Hi, Nick. So you know, I'm wondering what you know, other people you know might think how they see the Fairport.
My relation with Fairport Convention is a little bit different. Many years ago, I read an article, I think 15 years ago, about the best albums from the 70s, and there was this article about the Richard Thompson and Linda, I Want to See the Bright Light, and I wasn't too ready for such stuff at the age of 22 something. I was massively into Thin Lizzy or Kraftwerk, you know. And when I discovered Fairport Convention, I immediately went to Legion Leaf, Matty Groves, and such stuff. So when I read about Sandy Denny left afterwards, Richard Thompson, it kind of turned me off. And it's, you know, I'm still curious about knowing such stuff, but every band I listened to couldn't say they were like on the top from day one up until the end. Doesn't exist. Maybe Joy Division, but that's an exception. So I must say I had overlooked. You sent me, or you gave me as a VCLT mic the Angel the Light, which is a good album, which is back to more of traditional stuff. But the reason why I fell in love with Fairport Convention, couldn't find this reason on this album. I wouldn't call this a bad one, but they certainly lost their, I don't know, not talent, but
Yes, it's different, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think the way I would categorize it, that they became a sort of, you know, a bog standard, a sort of quite ordinary folk rock band.
Yeah, and we had this conversation behind the scene, you and I, and I think we agree on the fact that we cannot that trying to be a completist, trying to find a band and saying, hey, I want to find everything about this band. I think I think I wouldn't say it's wrong, because every album brings maybe something to the table, but folk is an evolution. You you couldn't be on the top of a career in the 60s when you're young and when you're suddenly famous. And I'm sure in the hip hop scene was a perfect example. You know, I was massively into hip hop when I was much younger, and I had lots of bands. I only had one album or the EP they made before they got they signed the deal. They changed their life because they were still authentic. It was still the sound of the street, you know. And when they signed this big deal, and they had this massively mainstream exposure, I wasn't interested in any longer, because this was like too
polished.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, too calibrated. You know, to target this mainstream audience, to be played massively on radio stations. And it wasn't my thing anymore, I have to say.
Yeah. The thing is that when you get older, you know, and I mean quite a lot older, you tend to, you know, you tend to go back to music, you know, stuff that, or I do anyway, you know, to speak for myself really, you know, go back to music that I hadn't heard for many years. And sometimes there's a re-evaluation of the discography of a band. You know, an album that I thought was the best, you know, back in the day, it's no longer my favorite. It's something else, you know, and I think that happens quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, some bands just start off really, really well, don't they? By the time the third or fourth album comes, they just seem to lose interest in them. They just seem to dip in like performance, you know?
Yeah.
Muse, Coldplay. You know, Coldplay are so like just normal, aren't they? They're just a normal band. They used to be a great band, but they have great albums. But like after like the third or fourth album, just became mediocre.
Sorry.
They are example that tends to prove that this is not always the case. Like Lloyd Cole, for instance, or not Take That, Talk, for instance. You see a very nice evolution. You know, they went gradually away from this pop stuff towards something more consistent, I would say. So they are always exceptions. But you're right. When it's hard to retain the fire. You know, to be on top, to be number one. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's when you listen to a new album by a band and you think, I've heard this before. You know, that's the time to get off, I think, when they seem to have run out of ideas.
Yeah.
Stereophonics have had quite a lot of, you know, relatively successful career, haven't they, for the duration of their career? But like for me, after about, I don't know, maybe the fourth album, I just doesn't appeal to me. I don't know what it is. I mean, the greatest hits came out, Stereophonics. It's all of their older catalogue, most of it. You know, not really so much their latest stuff. It's more of their older stuff. You know, Bartender and the Thief, Just Looking, Have a Nice Day, Local Boy in the Photograph, Maybe Tomorrow. They're all songs from their first three albums. Pick a Part That's New. I Wouldn't Believe Your Radio. Mr. Writer, Step on My Old Size Nines. They're all off the first three albums. And then there's more. More Life in a Tramp's Best, Handbags and the Glad Rags. All off the first three. So
yeah, I mean, the band that I think just got worse and worse and worse for me were Def Leppard. Their debut album is raw, brilliant. High and Dry, fantastic. What's it? Well, Paramimia, that's okay. And then when Hysteria come out, it was just layers and layers of overproduced nonsense from Mutt Lange. It just went down the pan from there.
The American VC recently made a live stream about Def Leppard and like to mock, you know, this band. In my perception, classic rock radio station over here, they just tend to replace, because the Eagles, Led Zeppelin, you know, it doesn't appeal to 40 or 50 young people that listen to the radio station. So I think they need new classic bands. And I don't listen to classic rock radio station, but at work, my coworker, they do. And this is what you keep hearing all day long: Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses, Nirvana, or such stuff. So I think it's the new Led Zeppelin for classic rock radio stations.
I mean, Oasis declined, didn't they? But that was a lot more steady of a decline, wasn't it? I think with Oasis. But some bands just kind of, they really just almost fall off a cliff.
And then you get bands that are really good, and then they go like that, and then all of a sudden they bring out someone realizes, let's go back to our roots, and they come back. Rush is a fine example. You know, when they got to around Permanent Waves, it started coming down, you know, Signals, yeah. And then it went downhill with all that, you know, Presto and Hold the Fire. And then when Counterparts come out, it was going back to that more solid stuff. And up to the last album, it was going back to what they should be doing. Another example is ZZ Top. They went all bluesy. And then after Eliminator, we started getting Frank Beard playing Simmons drums. I mean, what's that all about? It was
I think
empty.
U2 went up and down, didn't they? U2.
Yeah. They went down for me. I wouldn't give them the time of day now.
Well,
hello, Nick.
Yeah, hi, mate.
Hello.
How about
They
The
had a bit of
Cure?
a comeback in the 2000s, didn't they?
Yeah.
U2.
The Cure.
Yeah. I mean, I think for years the Cure were not really going anywhere. You know, I'd kind of lost interest in them, and then, you know, a little while ago they came out with this, you know, Songs from the Lost World, and it's an absolutely brilliant album.
It is. It's fantastic. Their best album for about 10, 15 years, I'd say.
At least. And I think the reason it's so good is because they're in touch with their sort of their reality, you know, sort of like how they are now. They're not trying to sort of recapture the sort of, you know, the days, you know, in the 70s when they were in their 20s. You know, it's very much an album about aging. It's about, you know, and I mean about sort of, you know, the sort of lost brother and everything. So it's kind of quite melancholy, but quite sort of upbeat at the same time. And I think they just came out with something that was new and refreshing. And I think, yeah, and as Richard said, it's a fantastic album.
Yeah, I should get that Cure album.
Yeah, it's really good. Really, really
I don't
good.
think other musicians, other artists could do the same thing. I don't think the Rolling Stones could do that.
I don't think they really want to. Yeah, in Mick Jagger's head, he's still in his 20s, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last album they made that was really good was Steel Wheels in my books, because it had got the class, you know, that Bill Wyman's last album.
That's funny. That's the album people say they started to decline. Steel Wheels.
Yeah, I saw them on that tour and they were fabulous.
Yeah,
really good. Now, where's one for Nick? The Clash.
Yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't always like that, though, was it, Nick? Not at the beginning.
The first two albums were good. When it all went downhill. Combat rock. Couldn't stand that. Everybody said to me, "Oh, you got to get something by the Clash or combat rock," and I found it on cassette tape, played it, and I gave it away. It was bloody awful. But like I say, the first two albums I really enjoy. I've got a few singles. I think I've got a Clash Greatest Hits album here somewhere on CD, but I could do without that, to be honest. And well, London Calling. Let's not go there.
Which of the two punk bands do you think are the best, the Clash or the Slits?
That's yeah.
I've never really listened to the Slits, to be honest, a great deal.
Yeah, there's quite an interest in it. You know, you said the Clash, and I didn't think you were going to say Slits. But
no, I thought you were going to say the Damned.
Quite sort of art rocky, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think they're fantastic. I think they're absolutely brilliant. So it would be the Slits for me every time. Well, that's not to say that I don't think, you know, particularly the Clash's debut is an absolutely brilliant album.
Nick?
Yeah. Give them enough ropes, okay.
Yeah.
Richard says, Nick may disagree with me, but Gary Newman did a magnificent career turn with his later albums from Sacrifice onwards.
I've not listened to a great deal of his later stuff. I kind of went off Gary Newman for a while, especially I think it was around that sort of berserker period where he had that sort of white face paint and blue lips and hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But over the years, I've sort of gone back and re-listened, and it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's enduring, I think, Gary Newman stuff. But just fell out of favour with a lot of the people, you know, times change, music change, tastes change, styles change. It's hard for an artist to keep up with what exactly the public wants.
Yeah,
you know?
and you have got, I mean, back, the 80s, that we keep going back, but out they wanted MTV songs, didn't they? And that production, and a lot of bands.
Yeah, the video,
even Renaissance fell into that with one of their albums, and it's an abysmal album. It just, it's just the thing. Every band that I like some of the rock bands, even Blue Oyster Cult, Club Ninja's terrible. It's overproduced.
The Beach Boys declined, didn't they, in the 70s?
Yeah.
They really went quite bad, didn't they? I know they were suffering with drugs and alcohol and Brian's mental illnesses and had other stuff going on, didn't they? But they managed to keep going, but they never really hit the heights of their songs of the 60s, did they?
No, it's a bit like The Who as well, isn't it? They had that, after Keith died, they did come back with in the 80s, but they weren't the same, were they? They just hadn't got the. I mean, Better You Bet, great song. And then so yeah, there's so many bands that have sort of gradually gone down the hill, but there's bands that went down and then come back strong.
Yeah, absolutely. There's somebody we haven't mentioned at all, and I think we should do, because he managed to sort of stay at the top of his game for the whole of his life. And
David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
But his records really divide people. I don't think there are many people who would say that they like the whole of David Bowie's output, the whole of his career. There are sections of it, aren't there? And some people like certain aspects, and some people like others.
Yeah, I think Let's Dance was for me was where, and I can't stand Earthling. That is just awful. And
that's when he was at his commercial best, though, wasn't it? Let's Dance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there is this story. There were this club hosted by the guy from Visage. What's the name? Steve Strange, I think. And he went down and said, "Hey, would want to be part of my clip?" And they were like, "Hey, me." And Steve Strange, he was like, and he was a massive source of inspiration for new wave, I think. Roxy music, David Bowie.
Well, but particularly the sort of new romantic scene, yeah.
But he was I respect as an artist, but he wasn't a genius that invented everything. I read lots of books. First, partly when he recorded the albums in France, in the Honky Chateau, the place. And lots of people say, he was a smart guy. He could listen to a conversation like Sneaky and give you an interview 2 hours later claiming he's the one who read the book. So he was a smart guy.
Yeah. He was an ass, with God-given ass.
What about Elton John?
I'd say for the best part, he's maintained quite a high standard, hasn't he, Elton John?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe towards the latter part of his career, it was a bit irrelevant. But
name one artist that has been the claim that he's been or she has been inspired by Elton John. I don't think of any.
No. Yeah, Elton John for me has got, a couple of really great albums, and the rest of it I can do without. And the 2 albums are Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and Captain Fantastic.
Yeah.
And before and after that, before that, he sounded very ordinary. Singer-songwriter, nothing to, for me, nothing to really, sort of commend him to me,
It's his hits that sell, though, isn't it? Like his greatest hits compilations and best ofs.
This is
I think-
60s AI for a commercial for chocolate bars.
That's your assessment?
Yeah, I have Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, an album which I love, but and I used to play on piano Songs for Guy, which is one of the songs I really like to play on piano. But listening to his albums, and I'm a fucking French guy. I don't understand English as you guys, but didn't do much to me. Yeah, no.
No, for me, Elton John goes from Honky Chateau up to Captain Fantastic, and I could do without Caribou.
Yeah.
Between, but that would be my on and off for him, and yet he has been, like Bowie, so commercially successful.
I would tend to agree with you. I mean, Honky Chateau's not a bad album, is it?
No, and that's is it that one that's Saturday Night's All Right?
No,
that's on a Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
No, it's Rocket Man is what I'm thinking of. Rocket Man's on Honky Chateau.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the last. It is so.
Now,
you know what's coming up now.
Richard's got a question for you. Does the off-ramp idea apply to genres? For example, punk. It seems every few years punk reinvents itself, or at least morphs into something.
No. Once you're into punk, you're into punk forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still buy new albums by punk bands. I mean, one of the last albums I showed on my channel was hardcore punk from the Faroe Islands, Joe and the Shit Boys, and their album Greatest Shits.
You haven't even those in your collection, Mike.
It's a single album and it's got 37 tracks on it.
Wow.
Yeah, so no punk. I mean, I think there are other genres. I mean, I got sick and tired of prog, but I've come back.
This is it. It all depends on the band. You had Yes earlier. You go in and you go in favor, out of favor, and you wait, and then you hear something new, and they're back in favor again, and then they produce something mediocre again. You go out of favor.
Yeah, but they are the people they discovered Yes when they were in their 20s, and they still love their 30 years later, thinking Yes is this stuff absolutely don't have to touch you. And other people who thought maybe in the 90s post rock was also a part of an evolution. Bands like Tortoise, some stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when you talk to certain people, they say no, Yes, ELP, and which I absolutely love, no worries. But I'm not a completist, and I'm aware that in the 90s there was something different. Other bands brought something different to the table. And the fire in the belly,
You made a really good point there. You were saying, people who in their 20s when they got into Yes or whatever, because I was younger than that. And I think what happened with me is that I got into prog rock because the music was around me. Particularly, my best friend had an elder brother who was really into prog, Yes, Genesis, Canterbury scene. So I really like that stuff. But being a bit younger, I thought, well, it's not really my music. It's music of people who are a little bit older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And when punk came along, that was that's my music. This is the music of my generation. And I think it sort of stuck with me. Well, it did stick with me, So I said, but I'm still very much into prog. I mean, people like Stephen Wilson still, comes up with some good stuff.
Yeah, I think with me it was glam rock. I was an impressionable 5 or 6 year old that was listening to T-Rex and Murd and Sweet and Slade, of course. And then as Tom went on, I sort of liked the heavier side when punk come in. When disco came in, I didn't like that. But then when the new wave of British heavy metal came in with the likes of Maiden, Saxon, Priest.
There you are. There
Yeah.
you are. Let's get him up. Yeah.
Good album.
£3.
That's a bonus.
Plug in there, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd ask for your money back.
I mean, that's why I love British heavy metal, because it was, I was there at the beginning. So I think I can relate what you're saying to Mike anyway. So shall we do this wheel? See what's on the see what we've got to show next week.
Monsieur Le Rock.
Yeah, so here we have coming number 2.
Oh dear, let's
curtain
crossed.
lifters, the numbers game, jacket covers, to be or not to be, calendars, Jack Frost, and Born to be Wild. Let's see where Rocky wants us to do. Oh, well, this is one that Simon, it's been there forever.
Yeah.
Our favourite album covers. 10 favourite album covers.
There you go. That's a nice one. Thank you, Simon.
Yes,
there you
go. Yeah,
thank you, Simon.
That is a good one. So yeah, 10 album covers next week then for your favourites.
Is anyone familiar with this album?
Oh yes, I have it. It's terrible. I don't like it at all. One good song, that's it.
I heard it. What sort of music is it? I don't even know.
New wave, I guess.
It's a blind buy, so you're better off telling them, Michael. I don't know.
It's just it's got one good song on it. What's it called? The Walls Come Tumbling Down or something like that.
Yeah,
the walls came down. It's like an anthem. It's you know, it's like it's a nice driving fight song, you know, but every other song on the record just is crap.
Yeah.
I forget.
It's a nice cover though, isn't it? It's an interesting cover.
Yes.
I can see why you bought it for £2. Yeah. It looks like it'd be really interesting.
That's what I thought. And back, you know, it looked quite decent, you know. But I thought I'd take a punt of it at £2, but I'll give it a go, see what I think. But I won't keep my hopes up now. They told me it's crap.
Looking at Wikipedia, the Cole's next album, Modern Romans, was notable for its political content.
There you go.
Being later stated there was a great deal happening politically, Grenada, Lebanon, or the government saying the Russians are evil and the Russian government probably saying the same about us. That kind of thinking inspired me to write the last lines of Walls Come Down.
Thank you, Dave.
Yes, you always have the thing.
Armed with the facts.
Yes, just the facts. Anyway, shall we make a thumbnail for this?
Yes.
So I'm going to go with some White Snake because that's all I've got.
Excuse me.
Sisters of Mercy.
Oh yes. We were talking about that the other day, weren't we?
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay, and 3. Let's put that up there. Balance it around. 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay. So we know what we're doing next week. We're going to be showing our favourite jackets. Thank you for everyone coming up and the people in the gallery, and for those that will be watching it whenever. Rocky says thank you as well. It's always lovely to have a ROM holder with his site and from Canada. We've had Mike with his technical stuff, me with green screens, Nick falling asleep. He's probably been a busy chap. So we will see you all next week. And don't forget, America, it's back to normal times next week because you put your clocks back this week.
Yeah. There's a brilliant live stream going on Saturday evening at about 1:30.
Oh,
thank you.
Yes, I hear that there's this rather good live stream.
This gentleman here, yes, Roald is,
Yeah, we take advantage. It's only 4-hour difference with the UK. So yeah, we take advantage. So hope to see many of you guys.
Yes, I'm not
Yeah,
doing
well, I'm booked in already, so you'll
Yeah.
see me definitely. So,
Good.
Okay, so we'll see you all next week.
right.
Ta-ta,
God
everyone.
bless.
Bye.
God bless.
Take care, everyone.